Van Alstine.
Kiss him goodbye, it is touchdown time in Texas.
Here they come again.
Grisham again, same play, he's got the 15, he's got the 10, dragging a man to the 5, kiss him goodbye, it is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football is brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden Attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.
And now, let's go to the broadcast booth with Monty Walker, Michael Mosier, and Stephen Braswell.
Well, good evening, and welcome to Bulldog Stadium here in Howe, Texas. It is homecoming, a night in which everyone comes back home, and it's not only just homecoming, it's all-school reunion homecoming night, if we can get somebody to shut the door.
Yeah.
The door comes open, and nobody shuts it, and it flies open, but here we are at homecoming. The door is open for a great season as well for the Howe Bulldogs, as they are 1-2 lifetime versus Ponder. However, they're in pretty good shape tonight, coming in 3-0, Michael.
Yeah, they're doing good. The boys are looking good. They're looking in rare form. We'll have a great night tonight. Hopefully everything goes just as smooth as it's gone in the last 3 weeks.
Last year's 27-20 loss in Ponder marked the second loss in a row to the Ponder Lions. And but Howe has outscored Ponder 69-59 in the 3 games. The first matchup ever with Ponder and Howe was in 2010. That was a 43-10 win. That was the night you were listening to the Rangers in the World Series that night over in Ponder, Texas.
Yes, we were.
Ponder won at Howe 22-6 back in 2011. And we're just about ready for the homecoming queen celebration. We will let you listen to every bit of that.
She plays volleyball and plans on attending the University of North Texas to major in interior design. Next we have Jessica Doty. Jessica is the daughter of Clarissa and Michael Doty. She is a varsity cheerleader, plays softball, and participates in powerlifting. She is active in FFA and student council. Jessica is the drum major and senior class secretary, as well as very active in her church youth group. She plans to attend Tarleton State University and pursue a career in dentistry. Riley Harvey. Riley is the daughter of Carrie and Bryce Harvey. She is on the basketball team and participates in the National Honor Society and Student Council. Riley plans to attend Stephen F. Austin University to play basketball and major in speech pathology with a minor in orientation and mobility. Our next candidate is Lindsay Kruger. Lindsay is the daughter of Amy and Michael Kruger. Lindsay currently plays the French horn for the Pride of Howe Marching Band. She plans on attending Howard Payne University and majoring in music and minoring in psychology. Our final candidate is London Loftus. London is the daughter of Shay and Justin Loftus. She plays volleyball and is active in the art department. Because of her willingness to make a difference and desire to change the world, London plans on attending Southeastern University to become a teacher with an emphasis on deaf and special education. Please join me in giving our 2015 Homecoming Queen candidates a round of applause. And now, in no particular order, our 2015 Howe Homecoming Court is London Loftus, Bria Barnett, Lindsay Kruger, and Jessica Doty. Here to crown this year's queen is Howe High School's 2014 homecoming queen, Madeline Ansley. Thank you, Maddie. And your 2015 homecoming queen is Riley Harvey. Let's give another big round of applause for our 2015 homecoming Horton candidate.
Ruben Lovell, if you will come to the press box on the home side. Ruben Lovell, please come to the press box on the home side.
Okay then. Always something this year with our system. So welcome back to Bulldog Stadium as we again fight with internet issues this year. Going to have to go down to the Verizon store and see what's going on because that's a couple of weeks in a row. Let's talk about where we were at. By the way, Riley Harvey is your homecoming queen for 2015, crowned here a moment ago. Howe is 3-0 for the first time since 2010. Other teams that started at least 3-0 or better. 1940 is the best team that started 9-0. 1946 and 45 started at 8-0. 1939 was 7-0. 1987 6-0. 1966 Bulldogs were 5-0. Back in 2010, the team that won district was 4-0. In 1941, also 4-0. And that's who Howe would tie with a win tonight. Those two teams starting at 4-0. Howe had 421 rushing yards last week versus Lindsay. That makes the 6th time in the last 2 years that Howe has amassed over 400 yards rushing in a game. That's absolutely incredible. 589 rushing yards versus Tom Bean last year. That was the tops. And, of course, 472 versus Hughes Springs, the big playoff game. 446 versus Bonham this past year, a couple of weeks ago. 435 versus Sacred Heart. And last week, 421 versus Lindsay. Howe averaged 12.03 yards per carry against Lindsay last week. That was the most in a game in the last 2 years. 12.03, just topped the 11.78 versus Tom Bean back in 2014. On this day in Bulldogs history, they are 6-4, played on September the 18th games. The first one was back in 1948 as we have sirens coming in. That's going to be over from Ponder, and their Lion Tunnel, which is red. They will wear all white tonight with the red trim. The last game on this, the first time Howe played on September the 18th was in 1948 when they beat the Denison B team 7-6. And then they beat Collinsville in 1958 when they came back from 10-year layoff of not playing football. They beat Collinsville 42-0. In 64, they beat, Bells beat Howe 21-8. In 1970, here comes the Lions.
That's a horn right there.
And here comes the Bulldogs. A huge crowd tonight here at Bulldog Stadium. All school reunion weekend. This happens every 5 years on the 0s and the 5s, and this is a 2015.
Zeros and the 5s.
Zeros and the 5s. So the last time, interestingly enough, the last time Howe was 3-0 was the last time we had an all-school reunion.
There you go.
Hey, maybe we should have an all-school reunion every year.
There you go.
That'd be a lot of work. I don't really want to do it. But,
yeah, there we go. I can hear myself now.
There you go. The captains out on the field for the Bulldogs tonight, Zach Blevins and Nick Wilson, Tyler Grisham, and Joel Minivar. For the Ponder Lions will be Ben Denkensreiter, Justin Wagner, and the running back, Jonathan Aguilar. The officials for tonight from the Commerce chapter, the back judge, Jason Choate, the referee, Stacy Hatcher, the umpire, Richie Huey, the line judge, Ty Huey, and the head linesman, Chris McEwen. And the officials are talking, actually Nick Wilson doing the talking for the Bulldogs. The referee explaining things to both sides. Howe in their all black uniforms, black pants, black jerseys, black helmets, white numbers. There's a coin toss up in the air. We'll see what happens. The referee will pick it up. Talking to Lindsay. Now talking to Nick Wilson from Howe. He's about to tell us who won the toss and what's going to happen. As he's still talking now, it looks like Howe's going to put their backs to the north end zone. So they will be defending the north end zone, moving left to right to start the game. Lindsay won the toss, and they have Ponder. I still have Lindsay in my head. Ponder won the toss, and they will defer to the second half. They shake hands at midfield, and let's go over the starting lineups. I know we were gone for a moment with internet issues, so let's recap the starting lineups for Howe. Since they're starting on defense, we'll do Howe's defense first. Joel Minivar up front, Tristan Matthews and Mike Helpenstell, the three down linemen. The linebackers, Dylan Moreau and Tyler Grisham, along with Andrew Griffin and Jacob Taylor, and the cornerbacks, Nick Wilson and Zach Blevins. The strong safety, Winston Moss, and the weak safety is Seth Siebold, but we'll see Levi Merzinski tonight as well. We're going to pause a moment for the national anthem and let you listen to that. Hey, it is football time in Texas. Homecoming time in Texas. Let's go over the starting offense. Actually, we may be doing a prayer. Here we go.
Lord, thank you for everybody getting here safely. Please watch over our players and our officials and our coaches. Please help everybody have a fun game and a safe trip home. In Jesus' name I pray, amen.
Amen. Now let's go over the starting lineup for the Ponder Lions.
Left tackle, Justin Stout. Left guard, Hunter Ferryman. Center, Justin Wagner.
Here we go.
Right guard, Ben Dank.
That's not fair.
Hey, you messed it up.
Dankus Ryder.
Dank. That's how I'm going to stick with it.
Dankus Ryder.
Big D. Right tackle, Mitch Fruth. Tight end, Trevor Anderson. Austin Bennett. Quarterback is Shane Scott. Slot back is Jordan Freeman. Fullback is Colton McCarroll. Running back is Jordan Aguilar.
Woo!
And wide receiver, Peyton Ford.
All right. And the starting offense, we'll do that in a moment as both teams are out on the field getting ready for the kickoff. We'll do the starting Bulldog offense and the Lion defense here in just a few moments. Thank you for listening and joining us here at Bulldog Stadium. We are home for homecoming, and we're glad you're joining us. Doing the kicking for for the Ponder Lions is going to be Pudge Rodriguez. His name is Yvonne Rodriguez, and the kick is going to be a pooch kick. Fair catch called for by Zach Blevins. He calls for it at the 44-yard line, and that's where he'll take it.
Caught by number 21, Zach Blevins.
So Howe will have possession
from their own 45-yard line.
At the 40. They will mark at the 45. We'll go over the starting lineup quickly. We'll probably try to do that on the next play. We know how fast Howe likes to work on offense. Clay Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage, flips the ball over, left-handed snapper. Brandon Wall to the line of scrimmage. I formation, handoff. Jaden Matthews up the middle, and he'll gain 5 yards. The left tackle is Mike Helpenstell. The left guard, Hunter Morrow. The center, Clay Marshall. The right guard, Tanner Hartsfield. The right tackle, Austin Bearden. And the tight end, Matt Griffin. The receiver, Seth Siebold. Stratton Carroll is the slot. Brandon Wall, the quarterback. Jaden Matthews, the running back. Or fullback, rather, and Tyler Grisham, the running back. 2nd down and 5 coming up. Wall on the reverse near side, and that's coming Carroll, and he'll gain another 4 or 5 yards, depending on the spot. It's going to be 3rd down and 1.
Free safety for the Lions is Jonathan Aguilar, Ethan Hill, Magnum Sampson, Jacob Summerlin, Austin Bennett, Colton McCarroll, Zach Johnson, Justin Wagner, Justin Stout, Jordan Freeman. Justin Stout made the tackle for the Lions on that play.
Just underway, 3rd and 1 on the very first series. Handoff, Jaden Matthews, left tackle. He's got the first down. Forward progress, pushed him past the marker. 10:57 left to go in the first. We're just underway here at Bulldog Stadium, and a fresh set of downs for the Bulldogs.
Jonathan Aguilar and Magnum Sampson in on the stop for the Lions.
Moving left to right is Howe. Again, in all black, white numbers. And the Ponder Lions in all white with the red trim with the silver helmets and red face masks. 1st and 10. Wall under center. Man in motion is Stratton Carroll coming near side. Flag down, handoff. Jaden Matthews gets back maybe to the line of scrimmage. Might have lost a yard. We'll check the flag.
Ethan Hill made the stop for the Lions. I think, Monty, I think the Lions were offsides.
And that will be the case. So instead of a 1-yard loss, it'll be a 5-yard gain. 10:39 on the first quarter clock, no score here at Bulldog Stadium. And I need to at least update the scoreboard where it doesn't say pregame, right? We'll just move that over and let's make that say first quarter. There you go. Thank you, Jonathan Coleman, for making us aware that everything's okay. This is going to be a throw out right side. Tyler Grisham makes the catch. Escapes the defender. He's gone. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. 39 yards. And you mentioned earlier Brandon Wall is going to have to complete a pass or two pretty soon. Well, that was a big one right there to Tyler Grisham.
Jonathan Aguilar made initial contact, but he needs to wrap up if he's going to hit like that. Tyler just rolled over him and kept going.
39 yards. Howe has the early 6-0 lead. 10:21 on the first quarter clock. Here's Honeker's kick. That's much better than what we've seen before lately. 7-0. Howe in the lead. And we will take our first timeout of the night.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
Well, those Bulldogs are rough, tough, can't get enough either. They lead 7-0 here. Here's Honeker's pooch kick. It's going to be a high kick, going to be called for by 88. And he will make his way up. That's Jacob Summerlin. And I'm a little confused there because I saw Summerlin wave his hand in the air and then caught the ball and started running with it. And you can't do that, but the officials apparently didn't see it. Maybe he was just waving off another receiver, but
maybe he
was saying, I got it.
Right.
But he was waving his arm.
Yeah, and that normally, we know how that goes.
1st and 10 now. Ponder moving right to left.
Ty Portman made the stop, by the way, for the Bulldogs on that kickoff.
Portman not in the game here on defense as Dylan Moreau will play that right defensive end. Under center will go Shane Scott, the quarterback, and he'll hand off up the middle, big hole. And that's going to be Aguilar shaking a defender and making his way for about a 17-yard gain on first down. That is Ethan Hill, rather, on the first carry of the night for the Ponder Lions.
Nick Wilson, Tyler Grisham made the stop.
Making the tackle.
Tanner Hartsfield, he was in on that as well.
Ethan Hill showing some really good quickness there on first down. And that'll bring up another first down for the Ponder Lions, looking for their second play of the night with 9:55 and rolling here in the first quarter. 7-0 Howe on top. Under center goes Scott. And he will hand, and that's Scott again over right tackle. And this time he stopped up for about maybe 3 yards.
Tyler Grisham made the stop for the Bulldogs.
And a big thank you to our spotter, Stephen Braswell. We don't get to mention him enough up here, but our eye in the sky,
That's
able
right.
to see everything that we're not able to see.
Our worldly traveler, he was in Utah this morning. Said it was a little cool up there.
That'd be nice.
Yeah, I'm ready for it to cool off.
Oh, me too. Second down and about 6 here. Maybe a long 6. Scott goes under center. And he will throw the screen pass out right side over his receiver's head. Was trying to hit Jordan Freeman out there.
Zach Blevins was there. He was there, almost picked it off.
Well, Freeman went up for it, and he tipped it up. And you're right, Wilson, if he wasn't playing the receiver, which he's supposed to, would have had a chance to go back and pick that off because it was tipped up in the air. But that would have been an extremely athletic move.
It would have, yeah.
Under center again, Scott, stand up tight end. And this will be a toss right side. And that's Aguilar. He's got some speed too. Flag down. And he'll be brought down finally at about the 27-yard line. I thought I saw a flag. Maybe I did not, but I thought I saw a flag behind the line of scrimmage. Apparently not. It's going to be a first down for Ponder. Aguilar has a nice long run there inside house 30, and Zach Hudson is extremely unhappy.
Headset's off. We know what happens when the headset
At least
comes
it's not on the ground yet.
That's right. Tanner Hartsfield made the stop for the Bulldogs. He met Mr. Aguilar pretty hard.
8:46 and rolling here in the first. 7-0. Howe already on top. 2 men in the backfield, 2 receivers. Scott goes under center. Ponder moves a little bit early, and they're going to be called for a false start. And they'll move that one. It's about to be 1st and 15 with 8:35 left to go here in the first quarter.
It's good to see Moondog standing down there.
Oh, yeah, Moondog. Hey, I saw one of the Chapman twins down there a moment ago. That was good to see them.
Yeah.
It'll be 1st and 15.
Boy, the stands are full of people, lots of little kids. Everybody's happy.
It's a big, huge crowd tonight.
It is. Looks good.
Scott, handoff, right side. That's Ethan Hill, and he will be brought down behind the line of scrimmage. Great play there. A nice job of swarming. Zach Blevins, along with Helpenstell, get up off the bottom of the off the pile there.
Helpenstell made the initial contact, held him up. It was just kind of a
on the stop.
Kind of a pile.
Helpenstell, excuse me.
So this drive started at about the 36, we think. I forgot to write it down. Here's Howe, or Ponder rather, at the 34. Handoff. Ethan Hill, that's Aguilar on the right side, and he's brought down after about a 2-yard gain. So all of a sudden it seems like Howe's defense is starting to figure it out a little bit. It's going to be 3rd and long for Ponder coming up.
Looked like Tyler Grisham, Mike Heppenstall, Tristan Matthews all in that bunch that come up off the ground.
Ethan Price will check in for Howe here. Third and we'll call it 14 for Ponder. Man in motion, Freeman. And this is a busted play. Scott's going to try to run for it out to the right side. He's trapped by Blevins, who finally drags him down after a couple other guys get there. Gain of about 1 or 2, but it's going to be 4th and long.
Looks like Zach Blevins, Joel Minibar, and Ethan Price in on the stop.
Zach Blevins, number 21.
Heppenstall checked back into the game.
4th down for the Lions. 4th and 14.
We apologize if you're having trouble, as apparently it's jumping back and forth to the pregame show again somehow.
Pregame.
We have no idea how it's doing this. Timeout on the field. We will take one, too. Back in a moment with more Howe Bulldog football.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
Well, welcome back to Bulldog Stadium. They're giving us full 60s, thankfully, and we're trying to check and make sure everything's okay. And
looked like we were having a meeting there. Coach Hudson was out with the officials.
Want to again give credit to Cliff back at CityLink TV for trying to help us on our technical issues, and still just kind of baffled at what may be going on, but. Here we are, 4th and 12. Let's get back into this football game.
Yeah,
and they're going to go for it. No punt here. Scott, shotgun formation, 2 receivers to the right. 1 man in the backfield. Scott rolling out right, wants to throw. Now wants to come back near side. Got Hill, and it's intercepted. Nick Wilson at the 20, up to the 30, up to the 40, looking for a block. It's got lots of room to the 40, to the 30, 25, makes the move at the 20, and brought down from behind at the 15-yard line. A huge interception by Nick Wilson. On 4th down, he could have knocked it down, and the Bulldogs would have been in great position at the 30. However, he picked it off, ran all the way back to the other side of the field to the 15, but there's flags all the way down. There's 3 or 4 flags at the 37-yard line. We'll have to check and see what's going to happen here, and it probably an illegal block, which always happens on an interception. So instead of Howe having it at the 15, they'll bump it back a little bit from the spot. And that spot is about the 36-yard line. So Howe should have the ball somewhere around the 46, you would think, if it's a spot foul from where the infraction happened. And I believe that's going to be the case here.
There was enough yellow on the field. I thought maybe.
We playing an S&S?
Right. Mitch Fruth made the stop for the Lions. Let's see here.
They're going to spot the ball at the 46, so yeah.
Boy, I'm glad Stevens got his young eyes on tonight. I need to put my glasses on.
Nice interception there by Wilson. Howe will have the ball at the Ponder 46, 5:59. Let's go in the first. So moving left to right, still here in the first, is Howe. It's Andrew Griffin doing some sprints down on the sideline. Make sure he's okay. Man in motion is Carroll. He'll get the carry going to the far side. He's got the 40. Look out, 35 to the 30. And finally knocked out of bounds after a big gain of about 20 yards. They'll spot him at the 25-yard line. A gain of 21.
Jordan Freeman run him out of bounds. Yeah, I think Andrew's okay. I saw him visiting with Ricky here just a few minutes ago. I think he's all right. We need to just trying to stretch out a little bit.
I'd like to say thanks to Jonathan Coleman for keeping us updated with our broadcast. Sometimes you just never know whether we're on the air or off the air. Thanks, Jonathan. Man in motion, Carroll again, kind of limping a little bit to the side. And here's a handoff, Jaden Matthews over right tackle. And he'll barrel his way down to the 20, call it a gain of about 5.
Well, let me see here. Let me see. Isaiah Michael Murray made the stop.
Brent Masters, number 17, picking up about 6 on the play.
Tristan Matthews checks into the game. We call him Stump. Second down and about 4.5 coming up for Howe.
You know, I wonder, I don't guess his mom and dad think they like it.
Ball spotted inside the 20 at the 19. Handoff. Tyler Grisham He's dragging a few men and is not going to escape the tackle of Austin Bennett, who was the last man riding on his back. But I believe Tyler Grisham's going to have enough for the first down. It's going to be very close.
Got a flag here on the 2019.
That was about the line of scrimmage, so. Well, it's going to be against Ponder. Howe's going to decline the penalty, and because Grisham picked up the first down. And now the ball rests at about, it's hard to see on the far side, probably about the 12 or 13-yard line.
It's like Brennan Ross checked in for the Bulldogs.
And there's going to be a handoff to Grisham again. This time maybe good for a couple of yards. 4:25 and rolling here in the first quarter. Howe on top 7-0.
Austin Bennett and Garrett Johnson made the stop for the Lions.
Second down and about 8, 7.5 coming up for for Howe rather. Brent Masters into the game. He's in the backfield. This is going to be a handoff. Carroll on the reverse to the far side. He's brought down by Austin Bennett. Maybe a loss. It is going to be a loss of maybe 2. Back to the original line of scrimmage. It's going to be 3rd and 10 now for the Bulldogs. You don't want to get in a situation down here where you're always turning the ball over on downs and they're into the field. That's what happened last week at Sacred Heart. Very first drive, all the way down. Took 8 minutes off the clock, down to the 2.5-yard line and turned it over on downs. Just can't do that. Here's Carroll in motion. He's going to get the handoff near side, looking for a block and gets a great block. He's got the 5 and knocked out of bounds right about there. It's going to be close to a first down, but I don't believe he got it.
Ethan Hill made the stop for the Lions.
And again, Carroll not in a full limp or anything, but it just doesn't look, you know.
You can tell he's limping just a little.
There's a little bit of gimp. Yeah, something. But it's going to be 4th and 1. And you know what Zach Hudson loves to do on 4th down.
4th and 1, let's go.
That's it. We're going. So Brandon Wall will break the huddle. Everybody comes tight. Matthews and Grisham. It's going to be Matthews on the carry, right tackle. He's got the first down. Inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal for Howe with 2:37 left to go in the first quarter. 1st and goal.
Justin Stout, Colton McCarroll made the stop for the Lions.
They will spot it exactly at the 4-yard line.
You know, that's a big defensive line lined up across there from the.
They are big. The defensive line. I'll tell you about that here in a moment. Here's a handoff up the middle, fighting through, squirting through, down to about the 2 is Tyler Grisham.
Ethan Hill, Austin Bennett in on the stop.
The Lions up front on defense average 206 pounds. That's 1,033 pounds of beef.
Whew. I'm glad I'm 30 years old.
Up here?
Yeah.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, I had the tug-of-war deal at the homecoming thing today and
hey,
pulled a muscle in my back.
You won. No, you won. That's
I don't know. I don't think that's called winning.
So what happened, huh?
Under 2 minutes here. Wall sends a man in motion. Cooper Akins gets the carry. Left side, looking for that corner. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Cooper Akins scores from 2 yards out. And the Bulldogs extend their lead 13-0 with 1:41 left to go in the first, awaiting this PAT.
You know, I've said it all year long. You know, we get you with Stratton, we get you with Cooper, Tyler, you name it. You know, we've got a list a mile long. If one's not doing it, the other one's going to take care of it for you.
Well, Akins has his first carry of the night. It is very successful. As it extends the lead, Nick Wilson will hold. It's on the tee. The kick is up, and the kick is very, very good. Howe leads 14-0 with 1:41 left to go in the first. And we will be right back at Bulldog Stadium on all-school reunion weekend.
Calling all all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Hanning Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family.
Well, Miss Abby, we're going to get back to you. Here's the kickoff. It's going to be taken, and that's Ethan Hill, and he's met immediately and finally brought down by several Bulldogs. And
Hunter Morrow.
And that will have Ponder starting at their own 33-yard line, we'll call it.
You know, we say a lot about these running backs and these, quarterback, everything here that for the Bulldogs, but none of that's possible without those boys up front. And we have some pretty good sized fellas up front ourselves.
Well, that's a fact.
Austin Bearden, Matt Griffin, Tanner Hartsfield.
There's some big old boys, and hey, we had to pull that rope against them today. Austin Bearden was at the very end of that thing. I thought we weren't going to move him there for a minute. 2 men in the backfield. That's at the pep rally, by the way, we're talking about. 2 men in the backfield. Scott, toss. Right side, juggles it for a moment is Ethan Hill, and he will gain about 2 yards.
Winston Moss in on the stop.
Whoa, call that 4 yards. It'll be 2nd down and 6.
Andrew Griffin's checked into the game. Looks like he's good to go.
Checking out of the game for Ponder is going to be their backup tight end, Austin Bennett. Shane Scott bringing the play in.
Looks like Ty Portman's checked in on defense.
Scott is a 6'1", 175 junior quarterback, and he'll stand in shotgun formation now and send 2 receivers far out wide, 1 in the slot. 2 men in the backfield. Jordan Freeman's going to get the carry, moving from the slot in motion. He's going to gain about 5 yards. Going to be very close to the first down. And boy, he got a generous spot. Wow.
He did.
The line judge gave him just an absolute crazy generous spot on the far side. And I thought for a moment they're going to bring the chains. He was a yard short. But that's going to be closer than a yard short after they set the ball.
Ty Portman, Joel Minivar in on the stop.
They're going to pull the chains on this, and really I thought there's no reason to, because I didn't think he was that close when he was down, but he got a very genuine spot.
They give it to him. First down.
First down for the Lions.
Wow. All righty then.
What a horn.
38 seconds left to go in the first.
Now, you got a horn when you got to bring the lawnmower to pull it. There's a lawnmower there.
That's a mark. I want to save that.
You know
you're going to hear that again.
Right. When you got to bring the lawnmower to pull the horn, you got a horn.
1st and 10. Moving right to left, Ponder. Probably the last play of the first quarter, and this is going to be a little scatter through the right side, and that's Ethan Hill on the carry. Gain of about 3.
Number 11, Winston Moss, making the tackle.
There is 17 and rolling on the first quarter clock. We'll see if they even try to snap it here. That's probably going to be the end of the first quarter. No indication that they're going to run another one. We're going to take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be the second quarter, and Howe will be up 14-0.
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
Well, here we are in the second quarter, just about to get underway, and Howe leads 14-0. Ponder facing a 2nd down and 7 at their own 46-yard line.
Our spotter, Stephen Braswell, said Levi Marinsky just checked into the game.
Well, that's good to see. Levi's had a little hip flexor over the past several weeks. He's getting his first action tonight. 2nd down and 7. Handoff. Left side, Aguilar. He met at the line of scrimmage, not doing much of anything. And Minivar right there to make the initial hit.
Jacob Taylor, Mike Heppenstall in as well.
3rd and 5 coming up for Ponder. This is a big play early. You know, there's a big difference between 21-0 and 14-7.
Right.
And you'd like, if you're a Bulldog fan, to stop Ponder here, take the ball, score, and feel a little comfortable about this game.
Andrew Griffin's back on the sideline. Maybe we need to see maybe something going on there.
3rd and 5, left to right. And Scott wants to throw. Left side, Freeman over his head again. Incomplete, bring up 4th and 5. And you know, we all know this field, and it doesn't have a crown on it as much as some other fields that we've seen. It's not anything near like Whitewright, where you can stand on one side of the field and barely see the other. This one is, it's not like that. So the Brett Favre syndrome, like at Old Texas Stadium, doesn't exist here. It's just that Scott is just off target, and he's going to step back and punt this one away as he'll stand at about the 37-yard line, and Grisham will stand at his own 22. The bad snap goes over Scott's head all the way back to the 22-yard line. He just falls on it, and the Bulldogs are going to be in tremendous shape at the Ponder 22-yard line. A huge Ponder mistake there.
Yes, it was. Yes, it was. You don't give the Bulldogs this ball on the 22.
Boy, the deep snapper, Trevor Anderson, just unloaded and sailed it right over Shane Scott's head. Wow. Here comes Marshall to the line of scrimmage. Carroll goes in motion from near to right. He'll hand off Matthews over right guard, stumbling and gaining about maybe 4 or 5 yards down to the 16, 17-yard line.
Ethan Hill made the stop.
They'll mark it at the 17, so call it a 5-yard gain.
Sorry, that air conditioner's right there in that mic.
Hey, I'm not sorry about that air conditioner at all. It is a little steamy out there.
Yes, it is. I'm glad we're in here.
2nd down and 5 coming up for the Bulldogs. Right to left. Carroll goes in motion to the far side. This will be another handoff. Matthews, Jaden Matthews, and he fights his way through to about the 10, call it the 11-yard line. And that's going to be enough, I believe, for a first down. They will move the sticks.
Magnum Sampson made the stop for the Lions.
There's 10:25 in the second quarter rolling here. I'll have to change this on the scoreboard all the time. Second quarter.
We're so tech savvy. We just need to tie it into the scoreboard.
Wall handoff. Grisham, left tackle, banging through, escapes the defender. He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. He won't go down. And is that uncle for Ponder in the very first beginning of the second quarter? 20-0. Howe in the lead. And man alive, Grisham just took no. He did not take no for an answer. Just bowled over a defender. Wow.
You can't give these boys a ball on the 20. If you're going to do that, you better be ready to step up and play ball.
Honaker on for the PAT. High snap. Brought it down as Wilson, and the kick is good. 21-0. Howe in the lead, and here in the second quarter, back in a moment.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime. 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
In these days of fast-paced lives and fast-talking salespeople, it's nice to know you can still count on your local dish retailer, Cavender Home Theater, with folks right here in your area to tell you the honest truth. Dish simply costs less for the very same channels. For your home or business, Dish and Cavender's has it at a reasonable price with old-fashioned service. Call Cavender Home Theater at 903-892-3499 today and experience an expert who's happy to answer all your questions. Or go to CavenderTV.com. Do it now.
Welcome back to Bulldog Stadium as we update the score, as Howe has just scored again, 21-0 leading here in the second quarter with 10:01 left on the clock. Tyler Grisham just took it in from 11 yards out, and here we are about to kick it back to the Ponder Lions. A huge homecoming crowd tonight here in Howe, all-school reunion, and lots of faces that haven't been here in a long time. This is a deep kick by Honaker. Going to send all the way back to the 3-yard line. Picking it up at the 1 is Aguilar. He's coming out of the end zone. Look out. He's got some room and tackled by Seth Siebel by the shoestrings at the 22-yard line. They'll call it a 23-yard return because Aguilar actually picked it up right at the goal line.
It went over his head. He actually had to, run it down.
They weren't expecting a deep kick. That's the first one we've seen all year from Honaker, and he did bang it down to about the 10, and it hit. I guess it rolled at about the 10 or so, and by the time Aguilar got there, he picked it up right at the goal line.
Right. I wasn't expecting a deep kick either.
No, I don't think they weren't either, for sure. 2 men in the backfield. Scott goes under center. And this will be a fake toss coming on the near side. This is Freeman on the reverse. He's got some room. Look out. Getting a pretty good block. Escaping off the block is Nick Wilson, who did an absolute great job at cornerback, fighting off his block, scraping over and making that tackle. You cannot teach that any better than what Nick Wilson just played.
Right. Yeah, that was a shoestring tackle, but that was a good tackle.
Well, he played it perfectly. His technique was absolutely brilliant. Now, the bad thing is that Freeman picked up a first down. It was a good enough run out there that Ponder now has the ball. Yes. I'm still thinking of Lindsey and Ponder. Ponder still has the ball at the 36-yard line. Left to right, toss, right side, and that's Aguilar, and he's tackled immediately right at the line of scrimmage.
Winston Moss.
A great play from his safety position, and Howe has a man down. I believe that is Ty Portman, but he's not leaving the game.
Ty Portman, Winston Moss.
He is now coming out of the game as Dylan Moreau was sent out there in a hurry. And Portman got up a little slow, then was walking back to the defensive huddle, and when Moreau took off out there, he just stepped off. Now he is taking a knee on the sidelines, and we'll have to check and see if he's okay. He's kind of holding his neck a little bit, but here's second down and 9. Left to right going Ponder. A lot of penetration up front, and brought down immediately is going to be Ethan Hill.
Tyler Grisham. Hunter Morrow in on the stop.
That'll be a gain of maybe a couple out.
Again, we still have, Andrew still standing here on the sideline. And, I saw him putting a little tape on his ankle a minute ago, but we'll have to see what's going on there, too.
Ball just shy of the 39-yard line. It's going to be third down and about 7 for Ponder. Van split out wide to the right side. It's going to be Danny Rivera. Scott wants to throw deep down the middle of the field. Nick Wilson is right there. Almost intercepts it again. He had great position on the receiver, Peyton Ford, but Wilson turned around. The ball was, he actually had better chance to catch the ball than Ford, and they juggled it a little bit, and it falls incomplete. It'll be 4th down and 7 for Ponder here, and I guess Scott will go back and punt formation again, and we'll see this time if the deep snapper, Trevor Anderson, can, kind of keep it down a little bit. Tyler Grisham stands at his own 30. Good snap this time. And Scott has a short punt, high punt. It's going to bounce at about the 42 and now take a line bounce to about the 36-yard line.
Going to be down by Jordan Freeman.
Only about a 15-yard punt, so not a great punt. It was very high, but not very effective as it'll be placed at the 36. Howe will take over here at their own 36 with 7:54 left to go in the second quarter. So another punt, this one successful.
Maybe when we get Steven to check on a couple of things when he goes down. Okay, now I've seen it all. We got
1st and 10. Moving right to left. Here's a handoff. Tyler Grisham. Man, he's fighting. He's got the first down. He will not stop moving his legs. He runs about as tough as anybody I've seen. Gain of about 14. And Tyler Grisham just will not say no.
Jordan Freeman, Mitch Fruth made the stop. I've seen a lawnmower pulling a horn and a mum with lights. There you go. We've seen it all tonight.
The ball straddles the midfield stripe. Wall sends Carroll in motion to the far side. And this will be Wall keeping it around the right side. He fakes the hand. He's got some room and a gain of about 9 to the 41-yard line. So Wall turned around, faked it to Matthews, and then followed him over right guard. A nice play and a nice gain of 9. 2nd down and 1 coming up.
Justin Stout, Austin Bennett in on the stop.
21-0 as we hit the 7-minute mark here in the second quarter. Ty Harvey bringing the play in for the Howe Bulldogs, who are 3-0 for the first time since 2010 and appear, if everything goes as it stands, they're going to be 4-0 for the first time since 2010. Here's Carroll moving out right side. He's got the carry. He's got the first down and more. He's got the 30 knocked out of bounds somewhere inside the 30 on that far side at about the 27-yard line.
Ethan Hill in on the stop. They've run him in motion 3 or 4 or 5 times in a row. And that time, they weren't going with him. They weren't following him. And that time they just handed it to him, and he went around and got the first down.
Jaden Matthews checks back into the game, as well as Cooper Akins. Brent Masters and Carroll will check out of the game. 1st and 10 for Howe at the 26-yard line. Moving right to left. Wall goes under center. Center man in motion. That's Cooper Akins. Handoff Matthews to the left tackle, and he won't gain very many, if any. Back to the line of scrimmage. Actually, no, they'll say he gained 3 yards. Popped out of there to gain 3. It'll be 2nd down and 7 with 6:12 left to go in the second quarter. Howe in the lead 21-0.
Magnum Sampson made the stop for the
Boy,
Lions.
that's a great football name right there. Isn't it?
It is.
Magnum Sampson. Second down and 7. Handoff. Grisham, left side, trying to find a block. Doesn't need a block. And finally, Austin Bennett will drag him down from behind. But Grisham had the end zone on his mind. But Bennett finally just reached over the top of his shoulder pads and finally brought him down inside the 5 at the 4-yard line.
Tyler Grisham's on fire tonight.
He is.
He is really not wanting to go down at all.
Somebody said something about his mama.
Uh-oh.
Had to.
That's right.
He is upset.
He's playing a good ball game tonight.
He's running mad.
He is. He's running tough, too.
Inside the 5. Grisham and Matthews, and this is going to be Grisham on the carry, right side, diving over. Did he get in? He's in. It's touchdown time in Texas. Howe extends their lead, 27-0, awaiting this PAT with 5:17 left to go in the second. Tyler Grisham just scores again, this time from 4 yards out.
We have an official timeout, an injured player.
We hate to see that. There is a Bulldog down. We still have a, looks like all the staff is out there at about the 5-yard line. All the Bulldogs are around taking a knee. Again, Grisham just scored. There's 5:17 on the clock. And
Hunter Morrow.
Hunter Morrow, number 50, the injured player.
Good to see him up and walking off on his own.
Absolutely. So if all goes well on this PAT, it'll be 28-0. Honaker doing some stretching out there. Grisham with his third touchdown of the night.
That's good.
Honaker's PAT is very high and very true. 28-0, Howe in the lead. 5:17 left to go in the second quarter. We'll be back in a moment.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
The type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
28-0 here at Bulldog Stadium. Howe in the lead after Tyler Grisham just scored for his third time tonight. He has 3. Cooper Akins has 1. And the 4 touchdowns and the 4 successful PATs give us our 28 points.
So are we going deep or are we going?
Well, they're pulling everybody up. Here's a kind of a squib kick to the right side. And that's going to be taken by one of the up men, which is Jacob Summerlin. And he'll be brought down at the 43-yard line, and that's where Ponder will start from their own 43 with 5:13.
Number 8.
Here we go in the second quarter.
Making the tackle.
Seth Seabolt and Zach Blevins in on the stop.
So a little over 5 minutes, and Ponder's got to try to get on the board. So far this year, Ponder is 2-1. They started the season by beating Fort Worth Castleberry 21-0. And then they lost to Callisburg big time, 54-0. And then beat Nocona last week, 20-12. So
we have a penalty flag thrown.
It's going to be legal procedure, false start against
5-yard penalty called against Ponder.
Back it up 5, and now we'll see the ball spotted at the 38-yard line. 1st and 15 coming up.
Looks like he might have been trying to get a little bit of jump. He wanted to make sure he got his block. You know, these Bulldogs look good.
They do. Offset I formation. And Scott tosses left side, Aguilar. And he's got some room out for about a 7-yard gain, crossing the 45 to the 40, almost to the 46-yard line.
Levi Merzinski in on the stop.
How about that? Welcome back, Levi.
Good job.
Good to see. I know he's been anticipating coming back. What a great family Levi has.
Yes, they are.
Boy, you just can't get much better than that.
Nope.
2nd down and 7 coming up. And this is going to be a handoff. Aguilar's met by Tanner Hartsfield right at the line of scrimmage, and it looked like he was hog-tying him.
Yeah, I think he'll remember that number 70, won't he?
Excellent defensive play.
Woo! What a hit. What a hit.
That was a hog tie.
You know, I've known Tanner's dad for a long time. Tanner's dad played the same kind of football in Anna that his son plays right here. He was fantastic. He was the same team my brother was, and they were a heck of a combination.
Tell you what, that was impressive. 3rd and long coming up, 3rd and 7. And whistles blow before this one can get underway.
There's a penalty flag on the play.
And it's going to be another false start against Ponder.
Them Bulldogs jumping around out there. Them lines are jumping off sides.
There is something to Zach Blevins over here on the corner. He's making his move and jumping a little bit and acting like he's going to blitz and moving a little bit. And it must be, you think, that doesn't do anything. It must be playing some kind of factor.
Right. Yeah, the corner of that eye, you see that guy coming, you're trying to anticipate.
Third down and about 13. Man in motion is Freeman. He won't get the carry, but Scott rolls out, wants to throw this way. He's got Aguilar, and he's brought down. A great play by Winston Moss.
Again, Winston Moss, Tanner Hartsfield, Levi Brzezinski, Ty Portman. Man, they're all there.
That's what you call a Bulldog swarm. And it's going to be 4th and long, 4th and 10 exactly, with 3:33 and rolling here in the second quarter. Howe in the lead, 28-0, and going to be looking for more, getting the ball back here. And I guarantee you, Howe's going to want to score again before the half. That will try to happen, I promise you. Another terrible punt. This is going to be a negative-yard punt. It actually gets a roll, though. It's a 0-yard punt. Congratulations, Shane Scott. You've got a 0-yard punt. You hardly ever see that.
No, that was, unfortunately for him, that was.
Oh, no.
That was a bad punt.
Oh, that poor kid.
That's one of them that you just go, I can't believe I just did that.
So Howe will have the ball.
That's the one you don't, in the morning, you don't want to be in there when they see it on film.
No, you don't want to see that on film. All your buddies will be giggling. Hey, I've gone through that before. I've had some terrible punts in my lifetime. 1st and 10, right to left. This is going to be Wall wanting to throw the ball again. Has Carroll, and it's going to be knocked down. A nice play by Freeman to knock the ball down. Carroll was open for a moment, but there was a little bit too much air underneath it and allowed Freeman the time to get over and move over and knock that ball down. So it'll be 2nd down and 10 for Howe coming up. Cooper Akins checks into the game. Stratton Carroll comes out.
Yeah, golly, bless his heart. Going back to Shane Scott, he'll walk around with his head hung down for 3 or 4 days.
Hey, I was the master at shanking punts into the stands. I did that all the time. That's great stuff. 2nd down, Akins in motion to the far side. Wall wants to keep it again. He has a seam for a little bit, has a 10-yard gain, and that'll move the ball to the 43-yard line and should move the sticks. 2:57. Clock still rolling, as they'll say he gained 9. Not enough for the first. No, the clock stops at 2:57.
Big Ben in on the stop.
Clock is stopped at 2:57. Now it starts again.
There is no way I'm going to say that name. Big Ben.
Everybody tight. Big Ben. 3rd and short. Handoff. Near side. Cooper Akins cuts it up inside. Has the first down. And then brought down just outside of the 40 to the 39-yard line. That will stop the clock here to move the sticks. 2:41.
The ball carrier picking up a first down.
Ethan Hill, Austin Bennett in on the stop.
And here we go. 1st and 10. Bulldogs starting to move quickly here. Handoff to the first man through is Matthews. He'll stumble for 2 yards to bring up 2nd down and 8.
Matthews, number 5, the ball carrier.
Timeout's been called as there's an injured man down.
Injured player.
And we will stay here for the moment. Actually, they're taking a knee, and we're going to take a quick timeout. We'll be back in a moment.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Kiri's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Kiri's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Kiri's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Welcome back. As I believe the injured Bulldog was Chase Harvey, and
that is number
he is going to be carried off the field. Now Chase Harvey is also the backup quarterback, so that could be interesting for the Bulldogs down the road. And now he wears 54. You don't normally see 54 play quarterback because he also plays guard. But here's Wall, seeing the man in motion. That's Cooper Akins. He's got some room. Look out to the 30, to the 25, cuts it inside, and makes a man miss, and finally brought down from behind, inside the 20 to the inside the 15 to about the 12-yard line.
Jonathan Aguilar and Ethan Hill in on the stop.
They'll mark him down at the 11. A nice run by Cooper Akins. Akins' speed is able to get outside, and now here's Howe under center in a hurry, and here's Grisham trying for his 4th touchdown of the night. He's inside the 5 to the 4-yard line. Clock rolling, 2:03.
Number 38, Colton McCarroll.
Mitch Fruth in on the stop as well.
In their hurry-up offense. And now a timeout has been called by Howe. We'll be back in a moment as Howe leads 28-0 and looking for more.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Welcome back as the teams are coming back out on the field. Again, congratulations to Riley Harvey, 2015 homecoming queen. And Brandon Wall will go under center here. And he will hand off. Matthews, right side, looking for the end zone. Did he get in? Yes, he did. And it is touchdown time in Texas for the 5th time in the first half for the Howe Bulldogs. And they extend their lead 34-0, awaiting this PAT with a $1:49 left to go before the half. Impressive.
Yes, they are. The boys are on fire. You know, they going into week, 4. These guys are on a roll.
Hey, at some point you got to start looking at this team as being a massive state-ranked team. And here's the PAT, and the kicker Honaker banks it through. 35-0. Howe in the lead. And man, looking good. We are going to be right back with more Howe Bulldog football on HoweEnterprise.com.
2 new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These 2 antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium.
Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
And here we are, 35-0, Howe over Ponder. A far cry from 27-20 losing last year to this team over in Ponder. Here's going to be a squib kick. It's going to be taken, and Howe may have the football on the outside. And Ponder did recover. And Summerlin over there may have come up with it. It's not Summerlin. It is going to be the fullback, Garrett Johnson, who recovered the ball for the Lions. And that'll give Ponder the ball at about the 40. They'll mark it at in between the 42 and the 43, I believe. We'll call it the 42-yard line.
I tell you, Nick Wilson did want that ball. He said, let me have it. I'm coming after you.
1:49 on the clock. It didn't move during the kick. So 1:49. The kick didn't take any time off. 1st and 10, moving left to right. And this is going to be a fumble on the snap, picking it up and caught from behind. What a great play by the Bulldogs. It was a busted play. It looked like maybe Freeman who picked it up and started to take off with it, but Portman said, I don't think so. Portman came from behind and drug him down. It'll be a loss of 5. 2nd down and 15 coming up.
You know, Ty Portman comes up. You know, we talk about him playing that defensive end, and he is one of the best I've seen in a while.
He can play it. He reminds me of a couple that I've played with, Chris Hartwell and Jason Williams. Both of those guys, man, they could play that defensive end. I think they both had about 15 or 20 sacks. I'm not even kidding.
Portman, he's working on it.
2nd down and 15. Handoff, left side, and that's Ethan Hill. And he's going to be brought down by guess who? Well, I think Portman, he actually escaped Portman's tackle, but everybody else was there.
Portman and like Tristan Matthews.
Portman was the first one there, but he tried to wrangle himself out of that tackle, but by the time he did, everybody else was there. Didn't matter. We'll call it no gain, and 3rd and 15 coming up.
Seconds.
No hurry for Ponder as we're at the 25-second mark and rolling here in the second before the half. And I believe they're just going to kill this. We'll see. Scott goes under center, though, 3rd and 15. And fumbled the snap, picks it up, tosses it out. Aguilar, he's got some room to the near side and brought down at the line of scrimmage. That is the last play of the first half. Howe leads 35-0. A tremendous first half for the Bulldogs. We'll be back with more Howe Bulldogs football.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
What is Cavender Home Theater? Do we only do those big fancy media rooms? Heck no. We started in 1978 installing TV antennas. Guess what? We still do and get over 40 Dallas channels that way for our customers. Along the way, we had requests to install speakers, mount TVs, or install dish, so now we do it all. From hooking up a TV with a soundbar to whole house audio with all the bells and whistles. Visit CavenderHT.com to see all we have to offer or call 903-892-3499.
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask. And
memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
when people come here, you know, it's something they can be proud of.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howenterprise.com.
Sophomore Danielle Custis.
35-0, Howe in the lead over Ponder. Like we said, a far cry from 2014 when Ponder won over there 27-20.
Senior captain Kayla Carlton.
And Howe appears to be on their way to 4-0. Although it's only half, we should probably shut our mouths. But if, and I'm looking at you, it's me, I should shut my mouth.
No way.
4-0 would tie the 2010 Howe Bulldogs, who started 4-0. And 1941, they started 4-0, way back in the day. You know, in 1941, this field, which is one of the oldest in the state of Texas, at that time was only 6 years old.
It was new.
Yeah. And what they, you know, he talked to those old timers. And I got about 10 years ago, I had a chance to talk to some of those guys. And unfortunately, they've passed now. But I was fortunate enough to talk to them about the opening of this stadium and, you know, and what it looked like back in 1935. And they all laughed. And they said, it wasn't a stadium at all. It was a Johnson grass pasture.
Right.
They just mowed it down, and there was no bleachers. It wasn't a stadium. They laughed. There's no stadium.
Yeah, they probably didn't even have lights, did they?
No, they didn't have lights until 1958.
1958. That was a long time ago.
When they brought the program back after taking 10 years off, they didn't have enough students to play football from 1948 to 58. So at 58, they started 8-man football.
8-man.
And Mr. Charles Thompson made a deal with the electric company, and they put some lights in here. And they started the football program back up in 1958. And they actually were successful in that 8-man program. They did real well. It seems kind of odd with the 8-man system, but because we know the 6-man system these days. But they did actually play 8-man football here in 1958. A few of those guys still around. I see them quite often. And, of course, they lost a big one this year. Jimmy Bearden was a man. He was a quarterback on those teams. So.
Yeah, he lived down there by my mother-in-law.
Let's recap the first half here at Bulldog Stadium. The Howe Bulldogs started off the game with the football as Ponder won the toss and deferred to the second half. Howe immediately drove 55 yards on 4 plays. Took a minute 49 off the clock. It was capped off by a 39-yard touchdown from Brandon Wall to Tyler Grisham. And it was the first of his 3 touchdowns in the first half. Howe led 7-0 with 10:21 left to go in the first quarter. Ponder took the ball on their first possession, threw an interception to Nick Wilson. Wilson ran it all the way down to the Ponder 15-yard line, but a penalty brought it back. And Howe started at the Ponder 46-yard line. That was capped off by a 2-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins. And that left a minute 41 left on the first quarter clock. Howe went up 14-0 at that point. Ponder took the ball back at their own 33-yard line. Ended up giving it back to Howe after a punt. Snap sailed over his head. And then Howe capitalized on that short possession, short field. Grisham scored his second touchdown of the night. This was a rushing touchdown of 11 yards and put Howe on top 21-0 with 10:01 left to go in the second quarter. Ponder took the ball back at their own 23-yard line, drove a little bit, and had to punt. It was a 0-yard punt. That was actually a fairly good punt.
Yeah.
That was a 10-yard punt. No, that was the 15-yard punt. My apologies. 15-yard punt. And that gave Howe the ball back at the 36-yard line, their own 36, with 7:54 left to go in the second quarter. Grisham would score again after driving all the way down there from the 4-yard line. Grisham went over and up to score 28-0 with 5:17 left to go before half. There's where we saw the 0-yard punt by Ponder, by Shane Scott, and that gave Howe great field position again at the 47-yard line with 3:09 left to go before the half. Drove it all the way down in a hurry, and Jaden Matthews scored from 4 yards out. That upped the Howe lead to 35-0 where we are. Ponder actually did get the ball back just before the half, and they were not able to do much with it. As we will take a timeout, we'll come back and we'll listen to the Howe band here momentarily.
When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Carrie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Carrie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, Guts, and Game. That's the 3Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, Guts, and Game.
35-0 here at the half as the Howe band is about to start playing, the pride of Howe. And Angie List just made her way up on the second level film deck as they prepare to go out and do their performance. This is a year in which what's the term? It's
no.
Come on.
No. I can't do that.
It's
It's the term that they don't talk about.
Oh, is that they don't talk about it?
They don't talk about it until it gets closer.
Okay, all right.
That's what they tell me. I said something about it one time and like they got hurt.
Well, every other year it's
that year.
Okay, and it is this year.
Yes, sir.
So you can only win state. And I'm not supposed to talk about that, right?
Well, I'm not going to say anything. I got in trouble.
Okay, all right. So here's the deal. Howe has won 3 state championships in band.
Right.
And they all happened on years such as this one. Where it can happen.
Yes.
So we don't know what'll happen.
Did I technically say something wrong?
I don't think so.
Okay,
but
good.
anyway, it's kind of like, is it a no-hitter type thing? You can't talk about it.
Yes,
okay.
yes.
All right. Well,
it's probably all a superstition thing.
Yeah.
But I don't want to break the superstition.
So there you go. If you're following the band and you're looking for state championships, you couldn't get one last year because they didn't have it available.
It wasn't available.
But
it might be available this year.
This is one of those years that,
we don't talk about.
We don't talk about.
I tell you what, though, they do a great job. My daughter's in the band and absolutely loves it.
You know what I'm excited about? Not only Robbie Seagrove's walking through here every 5 minutes, but I'm really excited about.
He walks back and forth constantly, just constantly. He's down here shaking hands and kissing babies. You got to watch him.
I'm excited about Howe returning to their traditional colors here. I don't know if you noticed this. It's black and white again with silver and gray and all that. And
the red is gone.
This year is one of the first years, thankfully, that we've kind of got rid of all that. And it's kind of nice that your tradition is coming back. And I know all these people, the all-school reunion people that are coming back, they don't know all this stuff that's been going on here lately with this red.
Right. They may not like it.
No. But I'll tell you what they do like. And that's the band that's about to play. And we're going to let you listen to that.
Freshman Representative Michaela Doty, Secretary Casey Taylor, Librarians Natalie Honore and Cody Hartladen, Loading Captain Lila Smith, and Guard Captain Ashlyn Ellis. Each week the directors recognize 2 students for their outstanding efforts. This week they will recognize 3 by giving a shout out to last week's Rookie of the Week, Jordan Griffin. Thank you for all your invaluable help this week. Way to go. This week Rookie of the Week is Sheila Finney. And Bandsman of the Week is Bethany Holt. The band is under the field direction of senior drum major Jessica Doty. Tonight the band will perform for you the first 3 parts of their UIL contest show Le Petit Jardin, which is translated The Little Garden. Featured soloist is Ariana Smith. Drum major, is your band ready?
calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haney Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Abby's Restaurant is family owned and run. They have the cure for all your home cooking cravings. Chicken fried steak, loaded baked potato, bacon patty melt, grilled chicken salad, cheese fries, jalapeno stuffed peppers, and more. Don't forget to save room for that cheesecake and cobbler with ice cream. We know you're going to love the food and the service. Abby's Restaurant in downtown Howe. Give them a call, 903-487-8860. Abby's Restaurant.
Sweetie Pies in Van Alstyne is expanding their great fried pie menu and including vintage candies and boiling sodas made with real sugar cane. You can also order your Spirit Pops black and white candy popcorn. Want to try a slice of cake? You can do that too. It's the fried pies and cookies that's made Sweetie Pies a North Texas treat. Place an order anytime, 972-821-1508. Sweetie Pies is located facing the railroad tracks in downtown Van Alstyne.
Ashley Pelt.
Well, the cheerleaders are on the field doing their performance. Again, it's homecoming, and it's not only just homecoming, it's all-school reunion homecoming. Everyone has made their way back to Howe, it seems. I had someone send me a picture a moment ago. There's so many people here on the home side, they couldn't even sit over here. They had to go over there to the far side.
They just wanted to go over there and take pictures.
And they said they're sitting next to 4 Wascom Scouts.
Oh, wow.
How about that?
That's, I wonder what that means.
That's interesting.
I think maybe they might be a little nervous in Washington.
Yeah, a little state championship title defending scouting going on.
That's right.
Again, the cheerleaders doing their performance on the field as the Bulldogs are in the end zone doing their stretching. The coaches are making their way back up on top of the press box of the film deck. We're still about 6 minutes away from the second half. And Michael already at 35 points, the most Howe's ever scored on Ponder is 43. That was back in 2010. And again, last year it was 27-20 Ponder.
Yes, it was.
In this game. So things have changed very quickly. The last time Howe played on September the 18th was when they beat Valley View 7-6. And before that was in 1998. Howe beat Quinlan Ford 42-6. Farmersville beat Howe on this day in 1992, 21-0. And you can hear that lovely cheerleader music. I'll have to turn that down a little bit. On this day back in 1981, Pilot Point beat Howe 45-0 right here at Bulldog Stadium. But it's 1976 on this day, Howe beat Whitesboro 37-0. Howe, again, 6-4 on this date in Bulldogs history.
That's pretty good date.
I was hoping to maybe, Jim Jackson down there doing a little dance.
Jim Jackson.
Maybe Jim will, we ought to get Jim to turn the victory light on tonight if that should happen. If, as long as there's not a catastrophe in the second half, the victory light should come on tonight. Yeah, and I always hate to say that. You don't want to get ahead of yourself. How well do you think how confident do you think the Buffalo or the Houston Oilers were back in the 1992 AFC Championship against the Buffalo Bills when I think they were up 35-0 at the half, was it not?
Right. But how confident were the Kansas City Chiefs last night with 2 minutes left in the
Well, that's a fact.
And they lost it.
You can't ever discount Peyton Manning at any time.
Right. It's you can't discount anybody because a lot of things can happen, but, you want to think that we're headed on the right track.
I just anticipating this Cowboys-Eagles matchup.
Oh, I know. I'm ready. And then here, of course, again, we have Robbie Seagrove making his way up.
Oh, here comes Robbie again.
Hugging and kissing on people. And,
yeah.
Taking his own sweet time.
You think he's running for mayor or
I don't
Congress or something.
Yeah. Maybe we can get him to run against Donald Trump.
I know at church, we started doing the meet and greet thing at church about 6 months ago.
Right.
And he was just torn up about it. That's his favorite part, to go around and talk to everybody, shake hands with everybody there.
Right.
And, man, he was just really torn up about the whole thing. So
tell him to get on the list. He can still go over. Nobody says he can't talk to everybody.
Right.
He's talking to everybody tonight.
Well, there's a lot of people to talk to tonight. So
some of these people may start hitting him because they're trying to watch the ball game, Robbie.
There's the mayor of Arlington, Jeff Williams, right there in attendance. Class of 1977, I believe, here in Howe.
Right here in the.
Right down here in the maroon.
Look, we're pointing at him and he's thinking, "Uh-oh, what did I do wrong?"
I probably, if I'd have known.
Yeah.
If I'd have known he was there, I would have hollered at him real quick. Matter of fact, I may do that. I may talk to him real quick. We'll be back in a moment with more Howe Bulldogs football.
There are hundreds of reasons to sign up for Dish because you love TV. But the main one is because Dish is the best value, starting at just $19.99 a month for 12 months. Call Cavender Home Theater, your local Dish authorized retailer, to get family favorites at a great price. Call now, 903-892-3499, or go to CavenderTV.com for details. With personal service from your neighborhood expert, your TV and your wallet will love you. Class of 1974. Go Bulldogs!
The Howe Athletic Booster Club invites you to become a supporter of the Howe Bulldogs.
And the type of kids we have, they're just hard workers and do anything you ask.
Memberships are $25 and will be available at all home games. All proceeds benefit high school and middle school athletic programs. Please join the Howe Athletic Booster Club in our efforts to support our hometown kids.
When people come here, it's something they can be proud of.
Sean Carroll.
Well, I just made an executive call, and I think it's just too late in the halftime to get Jeff up here. Would like to talk to him. And, there's Norman Dickey walking up here. Almost tripped with a couple of Dr. Peppers. That would have been a big fall.
He might have tripped, but he wasn't going to lose them Dr. Peppers.
Gave one to Leon. Look at that.
Oh, and he gave him
his buddy.
Snickers?
There's Dale Bonner.
Bar too.
There's Dale Bonner. And everybody's in the house tonight. All Bulldogs have made their way home. A big crowd. And here's the sirens for Ponder as they're about to come back on the field. And here they come through their helmet. And here come the Howe Bulldogs at the same time.
I am pretty sure the more I watch, I believe that Ponder horn is done from remote control.
As here comes the coaches' wives through the booth, and the coaches' kids, and the players' moms.
Right.
We're happy tonight, happy.
We get everybody in the booth with us.
And the Bulldogs just about ready to come out on the field. Again, Ponder started the game they won the coin toss and deferred to the second half. So Ponder's going to get the football first here and have a chance to try to score for the first time tonight.
Mic check, testing 1, 2.
As Howe has just been racking it up on the scoreboard as we're about to enter the third. Let me update the scoreboard, speaking of. And as we're entering the third,
I'll be back momentarily. I'm going to shut the door.
35-0, and we're just about ready to start this second half. Honecker tees it up at the 40, breaking the huddle.
To start the second half.
And the
Bryce Honecker will be kicking for the Dogs.
Looks like back deep will be Aguilar and Ethan Hill for Ponder. Now Ponder's going to be moving left to right. Howe's defending the south end zone. Honecker kind of squibs it to the right side. Takes a big hop. Howe's going to have a chance at this football. A scramble for it at the 33-yard line. No indication yet. And looks like Ponder was able to get on it. That was a beautiful squib kick.
It was.
Just a beautiful kick.
Again, Nick Wilson there almost recovered.
So Howe will start at their own 33. Ponder will start at their own 33. And it looks like, was the air turned off?
Yeah. I think our buddy's next door.
First down and 10, left to right. And this is going to be Scott. Toss. Left side. Aguilar's got some room for the first time tonight. He breaks free to the 35-yard line in Howe territory. A nice gain of about 18 on the first play of the second half for Ponder.
Tristan Matthews, Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop. I think that horn's run with remote control.
Is it? They've got an app for that too?
Yeah,
Jim Jackson set that one up?
Probably. We're going to get on to him for that. Hey, that would be neat, though. Maybe we get him to do that.
Hook it up.
Yeah.
Let's go. First and 10, left to right. Shane Scott under center. One man in the backfield, two receivers. Toss, left side. Aguilar, left side, got some room and a good 9-yard gain. So Ponder's starting out strong here in the second half. As have racked up about 27 yards on 2 plays.
Looks like Ethan Price and Tristan Matthews in on the stop.
Second down and 2 coming up for Ponder. You know, the air control is in that room, the next door. And this door gets opened all the time because Robbie Seagroves goes in and out about 10 times. Well, okay. So we get hot air over here, and while he's in there just enjoying it.
Right. We just need to fire him.
Toss. Aguilar met in the backfield. A nice play. Stump Matthews.
Stump Matthews and Ty Porter.
Play number 44, Tristan Matthews.
3rd and 5 coming up for Ponder, as that's the first play that Howe has just really flexed their muscles on so far in the second half.
We get the walk-through door. We get the ceiling door. We get the Robbie door.
The Robbie door,
right,
yeah.
That's what we're going to name it, Robbie door.
The Robbie door. 3rd and 5. 2 receivers, one on either side. One man in the backfield is Ethan Hill. Shane Scott is going to hand off to him, and he will run the trap play up the right side. He's got some room, and the first down to the 30. Drugged down, was momentarily, I thought, going to be drugged down by Seabolt, but he escaped that tackle and now rolls inside the 20 to about the 17-yard line. So a big gainer there by Ethan Hill.
Looked like we had Winston Moss, Mike Heppenstall, Tristan Ponder. I don't know where that came from.
Tristan Ponder.
I don't know. You were calling him Lindsay a minute ago. I don't know where that come from. Tristan Matthews. Sorry about that, buddy.
Stump.
We changed your name. We changed it to Stump. Now we're going to start calling you Ponder.
Stump Ponder.
Stump Ponder.
Ethan Hill in the backfield. He'll get the carry at the same play, right side, and he's brought down finally by Tanner Hartsfield at about the 11-yard line. Another pretty good gain of about 5 or 6 for Ethan Hill. And they're basically running a trap right up the middle.
Tanner Hartsfield making the stop.
And it's getting kind of warm in here.
Yeah, we may have to get Robbie to turn that air conditioner back on. As we speak.
Receiver on either side. Aguilar now in the backfield. Scott under center. Toss. It was designed to go to the right. We cut it back to the middle. And that's going to be no gain. 3rd and 5 coming up.
Tanner Hartsfield in on the stop.
No gain on the play. Jacob Tyler.
Just underway here in the 3rd quarter. 9:07 on the clock. Howe leading 35-0. You know, this reminds me of the day. This is very 1980s like. You're leading 35-0 at the half.
Yeah,
it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
You know, back in those days.
Yeah. I went through a lot of those 35 that ended up 70-0 games.
Hey, that was fun at Whitewright. 1985. Scott wants to throw Freeman. He connects for the first time to him, but he's met immediately. A gain of maybe 1 or 2. Is a screen pass out to the left side, and he was met right there as soon as he made the catch. And Freeman gets up a little gimpy as he's going to try to stay in the game. It looks like he may have pulled a calf or something. Now he'll check out of the game.
Ty Portman.
You know, I remember Leon Thornhill used to be the stadium announcer here for a long time. And in those 80s games when they were winning 35 and under the half, if you come to a game, it was Brian Ross on the carry, Brian Ross. Almost every play, Brian Ross. Here's Scott wanting to throw to the right side. Almost intercepted by Winston Moss. He read it beautifully, stepped in front of the receiver, had it in his hands, and just dropped it. So that'll bring up a turnover on down situation, which that was 4th down, so Howe's going to take over at their, they'll call it the 10-yard line. They'll spot the ball right at the 10.
Now 1st and 10 from their own 10-yard line.
There's going to be 7:51 on the clock when Howe comes to the line of scrimmage. Boy, that's tough for Ponder. You have a pretty good drive for the first time tonight. Here's going to be a handoff, and that's Grisham coming near side. He's got some room. Look out, 25. He's got the 30. He's got the 40. Tries to bust a defender. Goes over the 50-yard line. Finally brought down inside the 40, all the way down to the 36-yard line in Ponder territory. Tyler Grisham is on fire tonight.
Jordan Aguilar, Austin Bennett, Jacob Summerlin.
Number 21, Jordan Aguilar.
You know, Mr. Grisham's he's having himself a pretty good ball game.
Hey, Tyler, hey, those guys from Wascom are over here scouting.
Right.
They're going to think, hey, this Grisham kid, he's the new Hawthorne.
Right. They better they probably brought him extra. Hopefully they brought an extra notepad.
Matthews lines up right behind Wall. This is going to be Carroll on the right side. Cuts it up. Now makes another cut towards the middle. He's got the 30. Look out, 25. Trying to make another cut. Spins down to the 21-yard line. Another first down for Howe. And a pretty good run for Carroll. That play was not designed for him to make so many cuts. It was designed for him to get out to the far side. But he saw a read, he saw a lane, and he took it. And he gained some yardage all the way to the 21.
Jordan Aguilar made the stop for the Ponder Lions.
1st and 10 coming up for Howe, moving right to left with 7:18 and rolling here in the 3rd quarter. Marshall breaks the huddle. Now here comes Wall and everybody else. Handoff. This is going to be Grisham again, left side. Barrels over one defender, fights forward to the 15-yard line.
25, Tyler Grisham, gain of 6 on the play.
You can hear our PA announcer, Roger Tidwell, in the background. 6-yard gain. And the ball will rest at the 16-yard line for Howe. We talked about Brian Ross. Here comes Brennan, his son. Brennan Ross checking into the game.
Didn't he?
2nd down and 5 coming up. Wall under center. 2 slots. Carroll goes in motion. Handoff. Matthews, right side. Hit it after about a 2 or 3 yard gain. It's going to be close to a first down. 3rd and short coming up for Howe.
Justin Stout made the stop for the line.
Brennan Ross checks out of the game now. And here comes Ty Harvey checking in. Ball at about the 13-yard line.
Wonder if those Washington guys need a sharp pencil.
Carroll in motion. He'll get the quick pitch out to the right side. He's got the first down and more. Well, he was caught by Aguilar at about the 6-yard line. So it'll be 1st and goal from the 6. Here we go. Grisham going to score again?
I'm going to say yes.
1st and goal from the 6-yard line.
I'm going to say yeah.
Landry Elvington brings the play in. Landry Elvington already knows who's going to score. You just get a feeling this is going to be in. This is going to be Carroll getting the reverse, and he's not going to get in. He'll gain maybe 1 or 2. That is a.
Carroll.
He might have even lost a yard. They'll spot him.
Ethan Hill made the stop for the Lions.
Guess he got back to the line of scrimmage. They'll spot the ball at in between the 6 and the 7.
An official
We have a
timeout.
timeout on the field.
Not long enough for us to take one. They're bringing a player off the field from Ponder. Some kind of substitution going on here.
Oh, it looked like he might have lost an ear pad
Something.
and threw it, just trying to get to where he could play. And unfortunately, you can't do that anymore. We used to do that.
Oh, yeah. Back in we didn't have ear pads in the leather helmet days.
Right.
Second down and goal. Wall under center. He'll hand. Grisham looking for room on the left side. He kind of tippy-toed for the first time tonight and only gains a couple of yards to the 4.
Grisham, gain of a yard.
And Grisham went through that last year a little bit. He had, at moments, he'd get that little tippy-toe thing going on.
Yeah.
And then there's other times where he will just barrel through there. And those are the times that he's been ripping off these long yards tonight by just barreling through there. It's the first time we've seen him tippy-toe.
Jacob Poole made that stop.
Third and goal. Here we go. Handoff, Jaden Matthews. He surges forward. Tons of tacklers there, but he did not get in.
Just shy of the goal line.
The line judge is over here on the 2-yard line.
Initial stop made by number 66, Justin Stout.
Back to Jacob Poole. He is 6'3", 313 pounds. That's a big boy.
It's got to be a misprint, right?
Well, I don't know. We got a Blake Sullivan.
I'm looking over there. I guess that's right.
Those are big boys.
Wall, handoff, left side. Grisham looking to get in, walks in, walk the dog. It's touchdown time in Texas. 3:45 on the third quarter clock. Howe goes up 41-0, awaiting the PAT. Have a game, Tyler Grisham.
All right. He walked in and said, "Thank you very much, fellas."
My, oh my. What a route.
Do you need a pencil? Or a sharp pencil? Maybe some extra ink.
They needed 4 more batteries on this computer. There's the PAT. It's up and good. And what a beautiful number it is. 42-0. Howe in the lead with 3:45 left to go here in the third quarter. Be back in just a moment.
The Howe Enterprise has served the hometown news since 1963. Since then, the Bulldogs have won 8 district, 8 by-district, 4 area championships, and 1 regional title. We've covered 14 different head coaches during that time. The Howe Enterprise has been with the Bulldogs for 52 years. We were there when the Pride of Howe won 3 band state championships. Look for each week's publication every Monday at howeenterprise.com. When it comes to Howe, Bill French Properties is 100% invested to the economic and residential growth for Howe. They also provide commercial and farm and ranch services. Bill French Properties provides buyer representation free of charge and provides every service from mortgages to credit repair to skilled craftsmen and inspections. Visit BillFrenchProperties.com or give him a call at 903-893-BILL. Bill French Properties, realtors that you can trust. Servicing Grayson and North Collin County.
42-0, Howe in the lead. And here's another squib kick by Honecker. This one goes up. Summerlin's going to bring it down. And that time it just took that late hop, not quite as high as it did a moment ago. And Summerlin was able to jump up there and snag it out of the air. 3:40 left to go in the third quarter. Howe again on top, 42-0, as Tyler Grisham scored his 4th touchdown of the night a moment ago.
Ty Portman made the tackle. And Zach Braswell in on the stop as well.
Lions will take over from the 43
how many times are you going to repeat that number 42?
42?
It's a special night, isn't it?
It is. Hey, let's not score anymore.
Right.
Let's just leave it the way it is. It's okay.
Stop. We're done.
1st and 10, left to right. Ponder on the reverse, coming near side. Freeman almost caught from behind. Now he has some room. Now he is caught from behind by Ty Portman, as Freeman will pick up about 8 yards on first down inside Howe territory to the 49-yard line.
Ty Portman, number
That was
34.
a situation where Freeman took the handoff, much like Carroll comes in on the reverse from the far side. Similar type play, but he was almost met in the backfield by someone, but escaped that defender and made his way for 8 yards before Portman tracked him down. 3:02 on the clock here in the third quarter. Shane Scott under center. Everybody tight. Kind of looks like Howe right here. Man in motion. Scott's going to hand off to the right side. That's Ethan Hill. He's met, and Winston Moss has his foot, drug him down. He is going to be very close to the first down. One line judge has the first down. The other one on the far side looks like he's about a half yard back. Now he moves over, and they'll spot the ball just at the marker. It's going to be very close.
Winston Moss. Tackle. We have a timeout on the field. Official timeout.
They're going to move the sticks here, or they're going to bring the sticks out, I would imagine.
Yeah, that's pretty close.
I mean, it's the difference in, it's about to be fourth down or first down. It's the difference in a punt or not. And they'll pull it tight. It's a first down. Man, and Ponder, you got it. Hunter Ferryman, the left guard, after the first down, he looks over at the crowd and he tries to get them fired up, and waves his arms in the air, and you gotta hand it to that guy. That's a never quit. He doesn't know he's down 42-0. He's trying to get the crowd back into it. He's going to win this football game. You got to admire a kid like that.
Yeah, he's working hard too.
First and 10, left to right. Man in motion is Aguilar, and he's going to hand off. Scott's going to hand off to Ethan Hill, met at the line of scrimmage, and a gang tackle by the Bulldogs.
Ty Foreman made the initial contact. Jacob Taylor coming up off the bottom of that pile as well.
Second down and 10 coming up. Maybe a gain of about a foot. 9.5. 9.5 coming up. Again, the Bulldogs just looking really good so far in 2015.
Yes, they are.
On their way to 4-0 for the first time since 2010. Second down and 9. Freeman in motion. Low snap. They hand it to Freeman. He's met in the backfield. Stump Matthews was the first one there. And Zach Blevins ends up with a football, but they'll say Freeman was down. Now a late flag comes in.
I'm not real sure what's going on with the lawnmower, but he's smoking. Oh, that's not a good thing.
Oh, that's a bad night. Not only are you down 42-0, but now your horn is blown up. The lawnmower is smoking.
Smoke on the sideline.
Late flag. We'll have to check this and see who it's going to be against. Those are most likely a personal foul penalty. It is against Ponder.
Called against Ponder.
So to add insult to injury, 3rd and 13 is now going to be Anna Math. 3rd and 28.
3rd and 28.
Conduct
again, unfortunately, that unsportsmanlike conduct. That's just a sign of frustration. It is 42-0. And you're just getting it handed to you. So, the frustration starts to kick in a little bit. You were talking earlier about the 80s games when it was 70, 35-0 at halftime.
I don't think I said 70. Well, at half anyway.
Well, 35-0 at halftime. 70 points to end the game.
That was the White-Wright game.
We'll get back to that in a minute.
Hey, I think we beat White-Wright right here, 75-0 junior year.
Wow.
It's not, not trying to run the score up.
Right.
Toss right side, and that's going to be Ethan Hill. And he'll make his way to the 42-yard line.
42. There's that number again.
4th down and long. But, yeah, when I played for Joey McQueen, it's one of those things where you don't want to run the score up. But when you put your backups in, you don't want to tell them not to score.
Right.
They deserve a chance to show everything they can do as well in those nights. And it just happened to be White-Wright 2 times, one in 85 and one in 90. And It's ugly. It's ugly. Here's Scott. We'll see if he can boom this one. He does. He has a good punt there. And Tyler Grisham's going to catch it at about the 30, looking for the right side. And he makes his way up to the 46-yard line.
Both of my kids, both of my children have grown up here in Howe. I grew up in Anna, and I always mention Anna, and I love Anna. That's where I played high school football. We were awful.
Were you?
Oh, 4 years. We were 70, 75, 80.
Oh,
we were getting bad.
What
we got
year?
beat bad.
What year was
that?
that?
I graduated in 89, played 89, 88, well, I guess 87, 86. We were just awful.
Huh.
We tried. It wasn't the lack of trying.
Was that Class 2A?
Yeah.
We didn't play you guys.
Yeah, no, we didn't. We played a couple of times, but not very often.
There's a handoff to the first man through, and that's Brent Masters on his first carry of the night. He'll gain one. That'll bring up second down at 9. Yeah, I don't think I ever played Anna except for junior high. I think we played.
We played, unfortunately, we had Salina, Pilot Point, Van Alstyne, Gunner.
That's not a good district to be in. We're
was.
going to take a quick timeout. We'll be right back.
I'm Micah Belden, and I will always be a Bulldog. I'm a proud 1998 graduate of Howe High School, and because of the great leadership from our teachers and coaches, I was able to become one of the few board-certified criminal law specialists in Texas. While I love the black and white, in trials, everything is not always that way. If you've been investigated, arrested, or charged with a crime in North Texas, you need to call me now for a free consultation. I'm Micah Belden, and I'm rough, tough, and I can't get enough.
In this very football season, we will experience extreme heat followed by the changing of the leaves and finally feel the cold chill of the November rain. Life changes, and sometimes it changes too fast. When you lose a loved one, you need a place of comfort and trust. Scoggins Funeral Home and Crematory of Van Alstyne will provide you with that care. Tommy and Bobby K. Scoggins invite you to talk to their caring staff. They take pride in their responsibility to lighten your burden as you take the first steps towards healing.
42-0.
42-0. Boy, you just look at them, 42-0.
As we enter the fourth quarter, and we are looking for the first play here of the fourth quarter. We call it Bulldog quarter here in Howe, Texas. It's going to be second down and 9 coming up. Wall under center. Tyler Grisham still in the backfield along with Brent Masters. Cooper Akins goes in motion from far side to near. Handoff. Brent Masters, he's quick through the hole, and he gains 5 yards before anybody knows it. Now on the Ponder side of the field at the 48-yard line. Howe's looking at a 3rd and 4.5 situation.
Justin Stout in on the stop for the Lions.
Marshall comes to the line of scrimmage, which is the 48-yard line of Ponder. Howe leading 42-0 in the fourth. This is going to be a handoff left side. Grisham breaks free somehow again. Have a game. 15-10. Kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas. Tyler Grisham scores again for the 5th time tonight. 48-0 awaiting the PAT.
They didn't listen, did they? They said, we're going to change that. We don't want to be 42. We want 48.
48-yard touchdown.
Good run, Tyler.
Second touchdown of this half. And Howe trying to get to 49 on the board. Honecker. Low snap dug out by Wilson. The kick is up and good, but hang on, we got a flag.
Point after is good.
We'll check the flag and see if that's going to be against Ponder in it. Well, no indication yet. Still talking. Yep, it's going to be declined. It's against Ponder. 49-0. Howe in the lead. Back in a moment with more Bulldog football.
Carrie's Coffee Company in historic downtown Van Alstyne, next to the post office, is a full-scale coffee house serving all organic hot coffee, iced coffee, lattes, frappes, and many non-coffee beverages and baked goods. Carrie's Coffee Company is located at Highway 5 and 121 on the square, next to the post office. Come visit Curie's Coffee Company in downtown Van Alstyne. Open Monday through Friday, 5 a.m. to noon, and 7 a.m. on Saturdays. Curie's Coffee Company is Texas quality.
God, guts, and game. That's the 3Gs in 3G brand. 3G Brand's handcrafted American-made, in fact Howe-made blankets were rated by Horseback Magazine as one of the top 7 Christmas gifts in America. These blankets are in deer stands and stadium bleachers all over America, and they come right here from Howe, Texas. We're talking about hunting blankets, stadium blankets, and throws. Get that early black and white blanket just in time for the cold games in November. 3gbrand.com. God, guts, and game.
Well, after the personal foul penalty against Ponder for diving over the top, Howe's going to get to kick it from the Ponder 45. And
so what do you do in this situation?
well, I would try to squib it, or at least if it were a big game, this is a great opportunity for an onside kick.
Right.
But up 49-0. Just boom this one. It's going to be taken by Aguilar at about the 8-yard line. Coming up the middle of the field. Escapes a couple of defenders and brought down by Zach Braswell at the 27-yard line.
Kickoff is taken by number 21.
And that's where Ponder will start.
Tackle, number 24, Zach Braswell.
And Ponder will start with 11-12 on the fourth quarter clock at their own 27-yard line.
Stephen Braswell just showed me Pottsboro's beat Bowie 35-8.
Take over from the 29-yard line.
We might want to check, see if we have some other scores in the area to pass along.
Let's see here. Leonard's beating Wolf City 40-8. White Ride is losing to Alba Golden 7-0.
First and 10, left to right, or right to left rather. Aguilar gets the toss for Ponder, and Hartsfield and company are right there to bring him down. First team staying on the field. You're not seeing any backups in here at this point.
No. Parrish, Chisholm, and Bells are tied 28-28. That was halftime. Gunners losing Pilot Point 21-10. Callisburg's beating Tom Mean 54-0. Aubrey beating Van Alstyne 21-7. Boyd beating S&S 26-10. See, I think Anna was off this week. I think Van Alstyne's on. Let's see.
Second down and 6.5 coming up for Ponder. Scott tossed right side. Aguilar met in the backfield and now brought down for a big loss. 7 or 8 Bulldogs right there, including Dylan Moreau, Ty Portman, Seth Seabold, and others. Zach Blevins also right there.
Melissa's beating Commerce 21-13. Let's see here. Aubrey's beating Van Alstyne 21-7 in the third. Parrish North Lamar is beating Anna 27-15 in the third.
And Anna Coyotes.
Anna Coyotes. They got a new turf field.
That's
nice.
one thing I hope never happens here.
Oh, I agree. Grass is the way to go.
This is one of the oldest stadiums in Texas. Let's not turf it up. Just my own opinion. Aguilar to the right side. Portman. Loss on the play.
Portman and
that might have been Matthews.
Mike Heppenstall's what.
No, it was Portman over there.
Was it? Was it Portman? To me, turf is just strictly that. It's just something to look at. It looks pretty. To me, I think turf is very dangerous.
What would Coach Hudson do?
He couldn't mow it, though, could he?
I mean, he mows every day.
Right.
What would he do if he had turf? He'd go out there and look at it, I guarantee you.
Right. It'd be crazy.
You know what he would do? They have those little rubber shards in them. He would make those perfectly. Here's the punt. It's a pretty good punt all the way down inside the 35 to the 32-yard line. And that's where Howe will start their next possession with 8:43 left to go here in the fourth quarter. But Coach Hudson, he's so meticulous about everything. And he would make sure that every all those rubber shards were equally distributed on the field. So I'm not so sure that'd be a good thing.
Right. I'm like you. I just think turf is. I hope they don't change it. I hope they stay with grass. To me, grass is a lot safer.
Still got the third quarter up there. Why? Yeah. Well, that's the hardest thing for me. Here's a handoff to the right side. I believe that's Masters on the carry. Not much doing there.
Justin Stout and Colton McCarroll in on the stop for the line.
2nd down and 9. Call it a 1-yard gain for Masters. You know, we talked about in the pregame show with Coach Hudson. We actually didn't get to do the coach's show. We're having technical difficulties again. But we talked about 5 different rushers for Howe over the 100-yard mark on the season.
That's good.
And that is vastly different than last year when it was Hawthorne. Here's Dylan Moreau on the carry. And he's going to lose that yard that Masters gained. So take it back to the original line of scrimmage, and we're looking at 3rd down and 10 coming up as Howe's moving left to right with 7:49 on the clock. And it is churning away, and Howe and Ponder both trying to just get this game over with.
Mitch Fruth made the stop for the Lions. Yeah, that, you know, I don't see Howe doing anything other than playing football, and it's, you know, they're not intentionally making it 49-0. It's just.
Here's Cooper Akins on the reverse. He's got the 35 and the 40 trying to break free. He gains almost enough for the first down. Maybe enough for the first down. They'll spot him at the 43-yard line.
First down.
And they will say first down and move the sticks.
Jacob Summerlin and Jonathan Aguilar in on the stop. You know, they're not intentionally making it 49-0. It's just happening. We just got we got the kids, we got the backs, and we got the
offensive line.
The offensive line is awesome.
They have they've done an outstanding job so far this year. None of this happens without that big front.
And that's a big front. You know, and that front, every one of those, you got 2 seniors. The rest of those young men are juniors and sophomores.
Wall under center, 1st and 10. And this is going to be Moreau on the carry. Right side, gang tackled at the 49-yard line. But not after a gain of 6 yards on first down. Nice run by Moreau.
You know, quick feet. They never stop turning their feet. They constantly just chawing the grass.
There's your 300-pounder coming in.
Yes.
Playing the defensive tackle.
Blake Sullivan, 5'11", 316 pounds. That's a big young man right there. He's a senior.
It's a lot of beef up front.
Yes, it is.
Lining up right over Clay Marshall. This ought to be a good matchup right here. 2nd down, handoff over right tackle is going to be Moreau again. I believe that, no. Well, Masters. Masters had the ball. So now Howe's facing a 4th, well, is that third and about 2.
You know, Clay Marshall, that center part of that offensive line, that's a tremendous young man right there. He works hard.
5:20 and rolling before this one is over. Howe taking their time. Now here comes Wall under center. Handoff, Moreau, left tackle. Not going to get the first down. Just gets back to the line of scrimmage. It's going to be 4th and 1.5 for Howe. And will they punt for the first time tonight, or will they go for it on 4th and 1?
You know, I don't know. We'll see.
They're just going to go for it here.
You don't single anybody out. You know, of course, the rest of those offensive linemen, but you know, the center always gets the biggest. They always get the ugliest. They always get the meanest guy. Lines right up on top of them.
Howe's taking about 4 minutes off the clock at this point so far. Need one more yard, and they're not going to get it. Not going to get a turnover on down. Well, wait a minute. They're going to give them a pretty generous spot right there. What? They may have to measure this. I thought no way at first. No, they're going to say first down. So that's it. I mean, it's going to be almost impossible for Ponder to stop the clock now. As Coach Hudson likes to get into victory mode. He knows exactly what time on the clock where he can get into victory formation.
Right.
I mean, he knows to the second. So it's 1st and 10 for Howe. Clock rolling at 4:16.
So, I lit the victory light. You've lit the victory light. Mr. Braswell's lit the victory light. So are you going to get Jim Jackson to do it?
Well, is Jim still there?
Sitting right there.
If well, here's a handoff, and Moreau carries it for about 3 yards. If Mr. Braswell wants to ask him, we'll see if he wants to do that. Second down and 7 coming up for Howe. You know what? You know who needs to do it right here?
Yeah.
Mr. Dickey.
There we go. Let's get Mr. Dickey.
We'll get Jim later. Handoff, right side. Moreau looking for some room, squirts through enough for a first down. So this game is going to be all but over. 3:11 and rolling on the clock. Another first down, and that's it. We'll see a couple of victory formation. We'll see a couple of snaps here before this one is in the books.
Colton McCarroll made the stop for the Lions. He was kind of slow getting up. Probably just, getting to that exhausted point in the evening.
I tell you what, why don't you take this down there and have him hit that button right there. Mr. Dickey. Yeah, let's go ahead and do it now. Let's go ahead. Let's see if Mr. Dickey can turn this thing on. 1st and 10, 2:44 left to go in the game. Handoff. Right side, Zach Braswell.
Yeah, sure was.
Gain of a couple.
Zach Johnson made the stop.
And now Stephen Braswell is going to talk to Mr. Dickey. And we're going to turn on that victory light.
24, Zach Braswell, the ball carrier.
Let's see if Mr. Dickey can pull this off. He just hit the button. We'll see.
I think both of them might need their glasses.
He's going to hit it 3 or 4 times. It's going to come on.
It's going to work.
We'll get it on. We'll make it on. We'll make it work. Second down and 10. This is Wall under center. Hand off Moreau. Flag on the play before this one can get underway.
We have a dead ball foul.
Mr. Dickey gives us a thumbs up after turning on the victory light.
Is the call.
I'll make sure he did it right. Second down and about 15 now after the penalty. Braswell will check out. 1:54 enrolling before this one is over.
These nights were fun.
Yes, they are. The victory light is on.
Good job, Mr. Dickey.
Good job. Second down at 15. This is going to be a handoff to the first man through, gaining about a yard up to the 39-yard line. Again, just trying to kill the clock, 1:29. Really, I think Ponder, everybody's just wanting how to kill this clock.
Right.
But there's a minute 16 and still have 25 seconds on the clock. So you can run it down to about 50, 45. Elvington just now bringing in the play. Under a minute now. Third and 14, third and 13 coming up. And now in victory formation. Wall will take the snap, take a knee. And Howe's going to have to do that,
Brandon Wall,
I believe, one more time. Yeah, just one more time. It's 4th down, so that is it. The Howe Bulldogs have won tonight, 49-0.
And I bet Mr. Marshall is saying, "Thank you, Coach. I needed a break." He just, those offensive linemen, man, you can't say enough about them.
Everybody's headed to the high school for the all-school reunion tonight. It's open. They can head right over there right now, everybody, there's probably people there already.
And for the kids, I believe the Methodist Church is having the 5th quarter tonight. So all the youth are welcome there as well.
And there it is. Hal, your Bulldogs are 4-0 for the first time since 2010. And are just rolling, and rolling. We'll be back in just a moment to wrap this one up.
Calling all Bulldog fans to come down to the Sonic and Howe for half-price shakes after 8 and open until midnight. Home games only, where you get great food and big smiles. And a little message for all our Howe football players. Go, Bulldogs fight, Bulldogs win, win, win. Because it's not just good, it's Sonic good.
Now we prepare for the school song. Well, the story of the night, Tyler Grisham, 4 touchdowns rushing and 1 receiving. And the Dogs score 49, 35 of it before the half, walk away with this victory, and our first 4-0 for the first time since 2010. Just a runaway show by the Howe Bulldogs so far in 2015. And let's wrap this. Let's recap it real quick. Howe started with the football and immediately scored on a 39-yard touchdown pass from Brandon Wall to Tyler Grisham, which would be his first of 5 touchdowns on the night. It was a 4-play, 55-yard drive, and Howe led 7-0 with 10:31 left to go on the first quarter clock. Ponder, when their first possession happened, they threw it to Nick Wilson, an interception in which Wilson took it all the way down to the Ponder 15-yard line, but a penalty brought it back. And Howe started at the 46-yard line, and that was capped off by a 2-yard touchdown by Cooper Akins. And Howe led 14-0 with 1:41 left to go in the first quarter. Ponder took over at their own 33-yard line, and it ended up punted. They ended up punting it back to Howe, who took it at the 22-yard line. It was a bad punt. And Grisham scored a couple of plays later, 11-yard touchdown. That gave Howe a 21-0 lead with 10:01 left to go in the second quarter. Ponder took over at their own 23, ended up having a 15-yard punt, which gave Howe the ball at the 36-yard line. Grisham would score again, this time from 4 yards out, and Howe led 28-0 with 5:17 left to go in the second quarter. Ponder would get it back and another punt. Howe took over at the 47-yard line. Matthews would end up scoring from 4 yards out, and that gave Howe a 35-0 lead with 1:49 left to go before the half. Ponder got the ball but didn't do anything with it before the half. Now, Ponder won the toss. They elected to defer, so they started with the football in the second half. And had a nice drive. Actually started off real fast right out of the gates. Howe quickly shut it down, and eventually, Ponder would turn it over on downs to Howe, who started at their own 10-yard line. A 90-yard drive was capped off by Tyler Grisham and his 2-yard touchdown with 3:45 left to go in the third quarter. Howe at that point led 42-0. By the way, Bryce Honecker was perfect on all PATs tonight. Ponder would punt again back to Howe at the 46-yard line. And a couple of plays later, Tyler Grisham busted out for 48 yards and a touchdown, his 5th of the night. 49-0 with 11:18 left to go in the game. And then it was just a Ponder punt and a victory formation, and that was it. As Robbie Seagroves is going to go in and out of here again tonight, at least 3 or 4 more times, I'll bet.
Right. I would like to say one thing. I've known Tyler Grisham since he was in the 7th grade, and I've watched him play. And him and my son are very good friends. Tyler Grisham, son, that was a fantastic ball game tonight. Congratulations.
You know, it's one of those games where but that's the thing with Howe. It's Tyler Grisham tonight, and the way he ran, I mean, so I don't even have words to describe it. He was just on fire, and he ran with so much passion tonight. But next week, it'll be Jaden Matthews.
Yes,
or it'll be Stratton Carroll.
Exactly.
Or it'll be Cooper Akins. There's just so many options that Howe can throw at you that it's not going to be the same kid every week. And that's the beauty of this slot T offense and the misdirection, that it's not just one guy anymore. And last year, as great as Anthony Hawthorne was, he was the all-time leading rusher in school history. But it's nice to have more than one option.
Right. And, you know, that doesn't count. We haven't even passed the ball but a couple of times.
We're going to wrap this one up for everyone who's been a part of this one, including our spotter, Stephen Braswell, and our color analyst, Michael Mosier. This is Monty Walker. So long, everybody.
Two new businesses, Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium, have joined downtown Howe at 107 and 109 East Haining Street. These two antique and gift shops offer vintage items that are rarely available in the Howe area. Their prices will definitely please shoppers. Come enjoy a unique shopping experience at Howe Mercantile and Texas Home Emporium. Go Dogs!
Kissing goodbye, it is touchdown time in Texas.
Here they come again.
Grisham again, same play. He's got the 15, he's got the 10. Dragging a man to the 5, kiss him goodbye. It is touchdown time in Texas.
You know, our goal now is to win, period.
61 yards.
Howe Bulldogs football has been brought to you by Cavender Home Theater, Bill French Properties, Sweetie Pies by Karen, Howe Mercantile, Sonic of Howe, Scoggins Funeral Home, Carrie's Coffee Company, Abby's Restaurant, 3G Brand, and Micah Belden, attorney.
Howe, your Bulldogs are headed to the regional championship game for the first time since 1990.